Hello, how are y'all doing? Welcome to the channel, in case you're new. My name is Danielle, and hi, if you're not new. I'm being tormented a little bit here by one of the cats. Oh, and there's another one. Okay. We have 3. And there's Victoria walking by. There she is. Hi, Victoria. And there's Henry. Oh, this one. She's so needy. Needy. Yes, you like to knead the bed. Excuse me. Beep, 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 beep. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, if you hear interesting noises, it's probably a cat or 2 or children. My daughter has her friend upstairs and they're nuts. Anyway, this is going to be a tutorial of sorts. Hopefully, if my cats don't drive me absolutely nutty. If you guys if you're interested in these biscornus, this is a super cute one that I will put the link to the pattern in the description, of course. Here's the underside. It's paw prints, and it says cats. I finished it with a bead in the middle right there. It's just one of those little flower beads. Just a random one I had. And that's what makes it kind of have that floof in the middle. And I edged it with some beads. Now there's a few ways you can do this. So I'm going to show you one for now. And that's just randomness. So I have a finished biscornu right here. It's Tiny Modernist, a Tiny Modernist design. It's super cute. It's cassette tapes. And I took the liberty of backstitching names of 90s bands on cassettes, like Oasis, REM, Weezer, and this one is Ace of Base. Yeah. So I had a blast doing that. And to cinch this one together, I just reached into my bead bag and I got, this is actually quartz that's dyed yellow, so it looks like a jelly bean. And used just a random clear seed bead for the stopper on top. The back side is super fun. It's really cute music notes. Doo doo doo. And both of these were done on scraps of Ada. So if you've got scraps from a project, perfect. And these happen to sit together really well because this one's small. One of my fellow floss tube friends wanted to see how I did the edging on this, so I thought I would do it on this one. So to do so, I have my supplies with me. If you are new to the channel, you probably don't know, but, or maybe you do know, I don't know. that I did a lot of bead weaving tutorials back in the very beginning of my channel. And with the cassettes, the same way as I did this one, only with 2 different colors, so it's easier to see. These are size 8s in black, just black, nothing special, but a size 8 seed bead, and it pairs really well with a size 11 seed bead, not Delica. Delicas and Toho Treasures have flat sidewalls, but regular seed beads don't. That's the difference. In case you don't bead as a habit, that's the difference. I'm just gonna grab my Nymo here. And Nymo, as you may think, is made of nylon, so you can stretch, or you can cut quite a length off of your spool, and it'll be fine. It's not going to tangle the way cotton sewing thread does. And this is what I do. I stretch it so that it doesn't, stay curly like it was on the spool. And I'm going to thread my needle, beading needle. It's a John James as well, as my sewing needles usually are, but finer, very fine. So I'm going to just tie a knot or 2. My daughter has her friend over, and boy, do they get going up there. Jeez. They're so silly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of come in from the side. This is Aida cloth, so I can go through one of the holes in the Aida. And it doesn't really matter where you start, but I hope you can see. There you go. So you pull, and you just pull until the thread stops, so that your knot is where you want it to be. Now, this is the way I like to, my personal preference is I like to try and make it so that an 8, size 8, will land on each of the points. In the of the biscornu. So I kind of use each square in the Aida as like a guide for how to space my beads out. So I've added my black bead, and now I'm going to add my turquoise bead, and I'm just going under the black thread. This is, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is black, just 310 DMC that I did the back stitching with on the pattern when it was still flat, and then to sew it all, both halves together, I used more 310, and that's how it's held together. So I'm just gonna just alternate. The reason I find the 2 sizes beneficial is that it tends to be a little too crowded if you put all 8s, for example. I tried that on the other one, the other biscornu with the kitties on it, but they were just too bunchy and crowded. I didn't like it, so I went ahead, because I had the same color beads, the same exact beads, but in a smaller size. I thought, well, with just size 11s, you could do that, but then it would be kind of a little skimpy little trim, so that's why I've taken to this alternating thing. And this is literally all you're doing is whip stitching, but you're adding a bead on each stitch, and that's, I mean, that's essentially, that's all it is. It's pretty simple. There's more complicated stitches you could do, but if you're just new to this kind of thing, but you want to add a little bit of a zhuzh to the edge of your whatever you're finishing, doesn't have to be a biscornu, it could be anything, then you could definitely try that. And they sit together rather well. See? Yeah. So I recommend using reasonable quality beads. The cheap ones that you can get for like virtually nothing, they are irregular in size and shape. If you look at them, like the same beads from the same bag, they are usually from China and they are very inconsistent. These are Japanese. I want to say they're well, you can read the label on this one. This one is a Toho, the turquoise one. The black ones, I don't have it written on here, but I want to say that they are Miyuki, which is another quality Japanese bead company. And it's not hideously expensive to get seed beads from these companies. It starts to get pricey when you get into the different types of finishes, smaller sizes, bigger sizes, and the kind like a delica or a treasure bead. Those, because of the more precise manufacturing process, whereas these seed beads aren't too bad. But yeah, there you go. That is how I like to do it. So I'm gonna, and you literally just keep going, and if you need to add more thread, then you make sure to stop with enough tail, tie your knot, and bury the tail inside the biscornu, like you would when you're sewing or quilting something. And then, yeah, just do like I did at the beginning and just start again. And keep going until you're all done. And pass through the beads if you're feeling like they're not secure enough for your taste. You can always run through and do some half-hitch knotting, kind of in between the beads every once in a while if you really want to be secure and positive it's going to be sturdy. But it should be fine, because this Nymo is pretty strong stuff, and this is purely a decorative round. So you're not trying to hold the biscornu structurally in any way. So, yeah. That's what I recommend, my friends. Anyway, I will go around and enjoy the process, and then I will be done. And yeah, I will sign off though. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you want to see this channel grow and thrive, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!